All right, a huge controversy involving the NBA and China has made its way to Vancouver tonight.
Pro-democracy protesters upset with the league's position on Hong Kong are gathered outside Rogers Arena before a preseason game between the Los Angeles Clippers and Dallas Mavericks.
Our Tina Lebron is there live for us tonight. Tina, what's going on?
Well, Anita, Mike, these fans are mostly here to see Kawhi Leonard, the former Toronto Raptors superstar. But then there's another group, a group that's here to test the NBA's commitment to the freedom of speech. And now this is the league being in the biggest controversy of sports right now. And it all started with a tweet sent out by the Houston Rockets general manager earlier this month. And it was in support of pro-democracy protesters in Hong Kong. Now, he deleted the tweet and apologized, but the backlash from Chinese authorities has been swift. It has resulted in loss of revenue and even the Chinese state media refusing to air some NBA games. Now, China is it is the second largest market for NBA after the United States, $4 billion worth in TV advertising and merchandise. And so we've heard from coaches and basketball players in press conferences who've been asked about this controversy, but they've stayed quiet. And so this is why these protesters are here today, and they've been handing out these flyers to people who are coming to the game, and it reads, "Let's show the world freedom matters more than money." Now, we spoke to one of the organizers earlier today. Have a listen.
If there are people that are concerned about politics entering sports, well, the NBA should have thought about that before they decided to do business in an authoritarian country. So really, it depends on their actions. Are they going to choose freedom of speech of the people involved with the NBA, or are they going to choose to support their access to the Chinese market?
And you can hear people protesting and screaming, saying, "Stand with Hong Kong." And the fallout has been seen throughout the world. We've seen people burning and trampling Lebron James jerseys after the star basketball player criticized the Houston Rockets general manager's tweet. Have a listen.
You know, when you're misinformed or you're not educated about something, and I'm just talking about, the tweet itself, you never know the ramifications that can happen. We all seen what that did.
Now, we have seen the NBA already admitting that it has seen significant losses in revenue, and it's also hit players as well. They have lost endorsements, and so that is the effect that's being felt on the NBA because of this controversy.
Okay, so Tina, what are we expecting from the protesters once they actually go inside Rogers Arena?
Yeah, so they've been spending their time handing out flyers, as you can see behind us here, handing out flyers as people go in. The plan after is some of the protesters have tickets to the game, and they will be going in, and before the end of the first quarter, they will be chanting "Free Hong Kong," and some of them will be wearing shirts that have the same slogan on it. Now, what's interesting to see is how Rogers Arena and the NBA react to that. We've seen them kick out fans from other venues for doing similar things. Mike, Anita?
Thanks very much. Tina Lebron live for us at Rogers Arena tonight.
Well, dueling rallies hit Rogers Arena today ahead of an NBA preseason game. Inside, on one side, people rallying in support of democracy in Hong Kong. On the other, basketball fans hoping an NBA team will return to Vancouver. Mira Baines has more from both sides.
Let's go Grizzlies! Let's go Grizzlies!
The excitement surrounding the NBA was at odds with a human rights protest at a preseason game in Vancouver.
We love the Grizzlies!
One rally was held to bring back a professional basketball team to Vancouver.
We got great fans here. We have big support. If you bring them back, we'll show them in terms of how we can do it.
The other to push for democracy in Hong Kong and protest alleged human rights abuses at the hands of China.
It's not just about Hong Kong. This is also about our freedom of speech.
Rally organizers say they spoke with one another beforehand and understand each other's goals. For Kat Jamie, a longtime superfan of the defunct Vancouver Grizzlies, the night is about generating interest in getting an NBA team back here.
This is just one of the things that we can do to start the momentum and hopefully inspire other people to jump on and help out with the movement that we're creating.
Protester Lee Haber is supporting freedom in Hong Kong.
Does the NBA really stand by the free speech of their people, of their community, or do they want to have access to the Chinese market? Because really, at the end of the day, you can't have both.
The National Basketball Association has been dogged by controversy after Houston Rockets general manager Daryl Morey tweeted support for freedom in Hong Kong. The league issued a statement to emphasize that he does not speak for the NBA, but it does support freedom of speech. China is said to be reviewing its deals with the NBA. Superstar player Lebron James weighed in and further inflamed tensions.
You know, when you're misinformed or you're not educated about something, and I'm just talking about, you know, the tweet itself, you know, you never know the ramifications that can happen.
His comments attracted widespread criticism.
I hope the NBA makes the right decision and chooses free speech over money, but clearly some of their players feel otherwise, like LeBron James feels the other way.
While Hong Kong protesters were kicked out of NBA preseason games in 2 U.S. cities,
Free Hong Kong! Free Hong Kong!
protesters here tweeted a thank you to Rogers Arena for letting them exercise their freedom of speech. Mira Baines, CBC News, Vancouver.